All right, today we're going to talk about how to turn your debt into wealth. This is the secret. If you're trying to figure out how is it that Warren Buffett became one of the richest men in the world, he figured out how to turn debt into wealth. This is the same secret that you'll see Donald Trump used. He figured out how to turn debt into wealth. Hi, my name is Mike Morris, and I do solar. I help people figure out how to make money and to get ahead. I'm going to show you a simple secret. Like it's a 3-step process. If you just understand these 3 steps, you will quickly be able to determine if this thing is going to help you or if this thing's going to hurt you. And it's really not hard. So check it out. Watch. So very first secret is it has to create good cash flow. What I mean is at the end of every single month, you have to have more money in your checking account. Now let me give you an example. Okay, you got Donald Trump. He can go out and he can go buy an entire apartment complex, correct? And he can go out there and then he can say, okay, let me write out a check, or actually instead of writing out a check, well, actually, let's do this. He writes out a check for $500 million. He buys this asset. Boom. He now controls this asset. Super cool, right? Now the question is does he have more money coming in every month as a result of it so that he's creating positive cash flow that helps him and his family get ahead? And if the answer to this is yes, which in many cases it is, because he didn't become a billionaire by not figuring out how to get positive cash flow. That's how you get there. And so if it creates more cash flow coming in, boom, it passed the first test. Cash is now coming in. Let's look at an example where cash does not necessarily come in. Okay, what if you wanted to redo your backyard? Okay, a lot of people want to re-landscape their backyard. So, okay, cool. I go take out a loan from a bank. I'm going to re-landscape my backyard. Boom. Okay, do you have more cash flow every month as a result of doing your landscaping? My guess is no. You actually have a drain on your checking account every single month because you got the landscaping. But not only do you have a monthly payment, you have now discovered that you have to water the lawn, right? You don't want it to die. You just spent a fortune to build it. So now you got to water the lawn. Now you got a lawn mow. Now you got to, like all of a sudden, this little project of a backyard actually turned into a much bigger project where your checking account got killed. This is where people get killed, is they don't look at which way is the money flowing, which way is it flowing. Now, there's some expenses, like take a house, for example. Everybody's got to have a cave to live in. Okay, all right, so now you've got this house. Now the question is it creating positive cash flow? My guess is no. If you could live under a bridge with nothing, you would probably have more positive cash flow. But you have a house and everybody needs one. So now here's the scenario. As you've noticed, like interest rates have dropped. All of a sudden you can refinance your house. So now you have to ask yourself the question, if I refinance this house to a lower interest rate, will it increase my cash flow? And if you do it and you see that you've got $300 more a month income or money in your checking account as a result, then boom, it passed the very first test, which means that it created good cash flow. Therefore, it was a good decision for you. So now the next question that pops up is 100% control of the asset. So what percentage of the asset do you control? If you were to go create a partnership, okay? Let's say Donald Trump decides to pull in a partner to buy this $500 million asset, right? Okay, if he has partners in here, he no longer has 100% control. Now you've got like, do they want to do this? Do they want to do this? Do I want to do this? And so what you'll see in a relationship like that is frequently somebody will try to have 51%, meaning that they become the controlling partner, but they don't have a 100% control of this asset. And so whatever it is, you're looking at it and you're trying to figure out what percentage of control do I have. Now, if you, like in Donald Trump, he could do the thing, take out a loan from the bank, maintain a 100% control of the asset, which will then slide into this number 2 scenario. You will quickly understand the power of debt, because you come down here and it says, like, the question is what percentage of the upside do you get to capture? Like, you're using debt to allow you to get ahead. Now the question is like, what percentage of the upside do you get? Okay, so let's say Donald Trump buys this $500 million thing. He gets a low interest rate, say 4%. Well, what Donald Trump could do, let's just say it's 3%. It matches my numbers better. So he can do a 3% loan on this thing, which means if it generates more cash flow, more profitability, more all this stuff, he gets it. He gets 95 or 97% of the improvement or of the cash flow. Now, that's the secret. These are the three things that you got to look at. We make a lot of decisions, like if we go buy a four-wheeler. Now the question is do I have more or less? You're going to probably have to buy the thing, so it's going to cost money. You're going to have a monthly payment on. You're actually probably going to put gas in it, so you're going to quickly discover you don't have a cash flow solution. Now, as I mentioned, I do solar. Now let's take and run through this scenario so that you can quickly see the power of like why I get so jazzed about solar and being able to work with folks on this. Okay, you have electric bill, right? Like I don't know anybody that really doesn't have an electric bill because we seem to be very addicted to power. Okay, so we start off with the premises. You have a power bill. Okay, let's say your average power bill is $100. We put solar up on your house. We cut your power bill from $100 to $50 a month. Now you got to look at your checking account. If you were spending $100 before and now you're only spending $50, you now have positive cash flow. Cash is now trickling in. You actually have more money in your checking account every single month as a result of that decision. So now it passes test number 1. So let's slide down here to test number 2. 100% control of the asset. You put solar up on your house, it's in your name. Who can control it? Nobody. It's your asset. That's the secret. So you now have 100% control of the asset. Now let's look at what does this do? Like what percentage of the upside do you get? So you got to capture 97.1% of the upside. What I mean is when I put solar on people's house, I can put it on at 2.99%. So the bank, you get 100% control of the asset. The bank only asks for 2.99% of the money back in return. Whereas if you didn't have 100% control of it, then and you didn't use debt, use the partner, they would say, well, I want 50%. And you're like, well, I get 50%. Well, wait a minute. Check this out. Like what? I got 100% control and now I get most of the upside. The bank only asks for 2.99%. That's the secret. So as a result, like utility rates have historically always gone up and up and up. Since the 1975, the cost of power has gone up 600%. So you can see it went up. Well, it's not actually changing in the future. It still continues to climb. What that means is as it starts to go up, you get all the upside. You get 97% of it. In fact, when you have the thing paid off, then the bank gets 0% and you get all of the other percent. In fact, this 97% because interest rates are fixed, they only get their 2.99% of the original because that's all that they financed against. So that's the secret. Like these are the 3 secrets. This is why I take and I like solar because it's actually debt. It actually uses debt, but it uses it in a way that creates wealth. It's the same secret that Warren Buffett uses. It's the same secret that Donald Trump uses. It's the same secret that I use to take and to buy my own assets. I've had 13 rentals or 14 doors in the past where I owned them. And I used this exact same model to be able to start creating wealth and allowing wealth to start flowing towards me rather than away from me. The challenge is most people get this stuff upside down and they can't measure good debt versus bad debt. So then they have all this cash flow going out and they have nothing coming back in. You got to reverse that. I need cash coming in and very little going out, right? That's the secret. Anyway, you can go to my website, AskSolarMike.com, and I will show you and I can help you and I'll just present the data, the facts, the information so that you can assess good debt, bad debt, and then you can make a decision. And I just suggest keep it simple. Use the simple tools because this is the secret. And we will figure out how to